Welcome to Being Friends with Jess and Tony-Ann, an inside look at our friendship, millennial things, sports, and pop culture. Come laugh with us, or maybe at us, and let's be friends.
Welcome back, friends.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, sorry we missed last week. Life got in the way.
Yeah.
It happens sometimes.
It does happen. It does. And we're not getting paid for this, so we can't change our schedules that much.
Shout out to the few people that did say, oh no, new episode. Like, thank you.
You know what's funny is that I planned on, like, when I went to drop off the baby at my parents', I planned on speaking on our story and being like, no new episode. Go back and listen to our feelings about the Mets last week, and you'll know exactly what the episode was supposed to be about this week. And then I forgot, and then you posted, so it was all fine. But yes, we were MIA last week.
All good, all good. We did, again, love our besties, if that's what we're calling our fans.
I feel like it's
did
easy
post
enough.
a story that I was hoping was going to get some interaction. Didn't. Not to call you guys out.
Interact with us, damn it.
Interact with us. Love you, but yeah, but no worries. New episode now.
And we have quite a bit on this list because
that's what happens.
When we don't record, it just goes awry. So without further ado, what's your China, Tony-Ann?
Okay, well, since we did not record last week, this is officially the first podcast in the birthday month. So,
say China,
broken out with my red wine that I'm still trying to get rid of out of the box. I think I got maybe 2 glasses left. This is like a double glass. It's really big, but
it's worth it.
Yep. So Princess, these are like these Lolita glasses. These are like all the rage like a couple of years ago. I don't know if anybody else remembers them.
I feel like everybody bought them for everyone for every milestone, and then they just died. Like it was not a thing anymore.
The bottom, I can't show it obviously because my drink is full, but the bottom actually has like a recipe drink.
Yes, that was the thing with all of they are all like that.
Yeah. So this is just wine. This is not that recipe, but I didn't know that. So that's really cool. And it's called the Princess.
Cute.
What's yours?
I made a raspberry lemon drop.
Ooh.
And I put some sugar on the rim that came out terrible. We need to practice there, but
okay.
Raspberry.
Yeah, the a little bit chunky, but I'm sure it's delicious.
Well, it's kind of delicious. Wow. I love when I make myself a good drink. Yeah, I kind of just like wet the glass. I didn't really like rim it properly, and then I just threw sugar around it, but delicious, absolutely delicious. So there's that. We'll post the recipe. Yeah, Easter, I decided I was gonna make my family raspberry lemon drops, and then delicious too.
Yes, check out the story. We have a highlight on our Instagram page where we'll put all of our cocktail recipes,
which will mostly be margaritas.
Yeah, we're partial to the tequila, so it's mostly going to be some variation of a margarita.
But this is vodka for you vodka people.
That's true.
I don't really know what's going on with me lately. Like, I feel like I'm kind of like I was in a vodka. Then by the end of college, I turned into a tequila girl. And now I feel like the martinis are making me want to be a vodka girl again.
Yeah, they are. You know what?
Just because I want to drink the martini. Like, I want the look of drinking the martini. Like, I'm in it not for the, like, that's why I'm drinking a raspberry lemon drop, because it's sweet. But I want the look of it. Like, I want to feel like I look cool drinking the martini.
Don't we all? That's why I needed nice martini glasses for the anything, honestly.
I know. But I feel like that's so stupid and sounds so lame. Like, I just want, like, it's aesthetically pleasing. And this is what is wrong with social media. Like, I want to drink martinis, not because I like them, because they're a good photo op. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? What is wrong with me?
You're not wrong, though. And you learn. So in college, obviously, we drank some weird stuff and bad vodka. Like, now that we're adults, we're coming back to the vodka because we realize you could buy decent vodka and you don't have to just drink vodka soda.
Like, I literally have raspberry Smirnoff. No, I'm not drinking better vodka.
Okay. Well, I can't speak then.
Anyway.
For you. You
All
know
right.
what? That was big.
Do you
of
want me to
admit
do my
that.
ridiculous thing first?
Yeah,
I'll go
ahead.
first because you
Mhm.
always go first. Okay, so my ridiculous thing is that we're always getting hurt and inflicting wounds on ourselves on this
Right.
podcast. But so Saturday, I don't know what I did. First off, I've been on like a streak of like working out, like 5 workouts in the past like 7 days. So good for me.
Bravo.
Pat on the back. Okay, great. However, I don't know if I did this working out or what, but Saturday I'm laying on my couch. The baby's watching TV. I get up, all of a sudden I can't move my shoulder. Like literally to the point where like I can move it forward, but I couldn't move it like back. Like so like anything that I was trying to do, like it was not happening. So as the day progressed, it gets worse. So now by night, I can't even get like my sweatshirt, my shirt, nothing. I can't get my arms out of it. It's so bad. So now I'm like, Alec, is it swollen? He's like, no, but your left shoulder's up there and your right shoulder is. It's not. Like,
Oh, you were like,
I was like sideways. Like it was
yeah.
that bad. So now 3 days later, I can finally move my arm again, but I literally could not move it for days. So that was my first ridiculous thing. And then my second ridiculous thing is that I'm gonna get yelled at for sharing this probably right. Anyway, so Alec came home from work. I cooked dinner and I'm just like, I'm a big procrastinator. Like nothing gets done on Alec's time. Everything gets done on my time when I want to do it. So basically he does everything. So
Good for him so far.
today,
Continue.
today, so I did the dishes before I cooked dinner. Then I cooked dinner. Then I took the plates off of the table and put them in and I'm like rinsing them in the sink to put them in the dishwasher. And he's like, "You're acting weird. What did you do?" I didn't do anything. He's like, "No, you did some weird things." I'm like, "You complain that I don't do these things, and then I do them, and you're telling me that I'm being weird, so that I must have done something like that I need redemption from." Like what? So that was ridiculous, false. That I
That's
got
like the
accused
opposite of
of.
the stereotypical,
Right. Well,
relationship.
you know
Usually it's the
that like
guy.
well, when we lived in the apartment, we had a rule like whoever cooked, the other one
Yeah,
cleaned, and
of
most of the
course.
time I was well, then we used to rotate more than we do now, but now I do most of the cooking.
Hmm.
And Alec does the cleaning.
I don't
And
think
you
he'll
know
be
what?
mad
It
you told that
works.
story. It makes him look good.
Just like, really, you're accusing? I like, what would I have done? I was home working all day. Like, what would I have done, sir? Anyway, so that's my ridiculous thing. Both of those things.
My ridiculous thing is my ridiculous thoughts. And as per usual, it has something to do with the doctor because that's just all I seem to be at these days. So I had 2 separate thoughts this week about certain things that happened at the doctor's office. Okay. Number 1, I went last week to get my well exam physical at my primary doctor, which I've been
on this one.
Yeah, which, is always a disaster in itself because I know the minute I go in there, if I ask a single question, they're going to bill me for a visit and it's not a well visit and it drives me out of my mind that's how insurance works. So I'm always just sitting there and they're like, "Do you have any questions?" And I'm like, like I'm like held against my will. So I don't even know why I go. Like it has nothing to do with my health. Like they check my heart, they check my ears, and they're like, "All right." Anyway, that's not the story is. I found it weird. You go for your physical. Well, the woman says to me is, has your height or weight changed since last year? I go, isn't that
your
your
height,
job?
I understand. Like, you're not growing. You probably haven't grown since like high
I'm
school.
like, isn't that your job to tell me?
Like, I'm counting on you to weigh me, lady. Like, I'm not doing it myself.
So she's like, "Oh, haha, you're right." Like she just like forgot. So then I get on the scale, which is always a fun experience. And what year is it? It is the year of our Lord 2024. We still use those backward ass scales that like you have to put a weight on it, and then if you go too far, then you got to go back and add the 50, and then if you got then you got to slide it, and it's got to balance. And I'm
my OB
going,
is the only one that has a digital scale, and I wonder if they just have that because it's like the pregnant ladies and they just want the pain to be over. Like of like we weighed you, here it is, and it's gone. But like I agree, every time the regular doctor and they weigh me, I'm like, are we really doing this? Like, are we doing this?
Did you know scales that inaccurate that they won't refuse to use them?
Well, I don't know because I mean the OB's using it, so like obviously there has to be
And
some
then
accuracy.
in that case, if they are reliable, then are doctors just that cheap that they won't replace their scales? Don't they make enough money?
I don't know. These are loaded questions. Honestly, I wonder the same thing.
It feels like a torture shame. When you get on there, it's one thing if you get on there and you look at the number, but when you have to go and it makes the big bang noise, and she's like, "Oh, let me just move this over again." I'm like, this is mortifying.
It's the commentary while they do it.
All to confirm that I am the same weight that I was last year. So I think it was like 2 pound difference. So I'm like, all in all, I'm like, great.
I don't understand why they don't like just start at your old weight and see where it goes from there. Like you have the context clues, use them.
Right. And then it's always, I didn't pay enough attention. I wish I did. Did they start higher than they thought I was, or did they start lower than they thought I was?
Oh, I never thought about that.
I didn't pay attention to it. I wish I did, because that would have been the asshole me to make a comment, been like, if she put me at like starting at like whatever pounds, I would have been like, you think I'm that much? And then she would have like she was like, no, but whatever. But anyway, that was my first thought about the doctor, was that let's graduate from those scales and come into the 21st century.
Digital ones.
Come on now. And then my second point was, now today I was at the dentist, and I don't know about anybody else, I can't stand the dentist.
I love the dentist so much.
I joke all the time that I'd rather go to the gynecologist 3 times a week than go to the dentist. And maybe that sounds horrible.
That is the worst idea I've ever heard in my life.
For like a regular visit, for like as long nothing's wrong. Because the thing is, I don't need your shit in my mouth. Like I something about the mouth, I know, and the other area.
I just love clean teeth. Like I would go for cleaning once a week if I could.
Oh, I love my teeth clean, but I don't like the whole process. And I think it's the fault of my childhood dentists. They like scarred me from it, because I went to a dentist. My parents, we used to go to Brooklyn, like to take the whole family, and he was like the most backwards old school guy you can imagine. That like, I was joking about that scale. His equipment when we were in the 90s and children were probably from, like, I can't even tell you how old it was. It was so bad. So every time, and there was a hygienist / nurse there that spoke in this like high pitched voice, and she would like just be so patronizing. And I remember even as a child, I did not like her. So that was like a bad experience going to the dentist. Then I moved to like my first adult dentist on Staten Island, and going there was a nightmare because there was never parking. You were in their waiting room for no less than an hour and a half for your regular cleaning, and the dentist would not shut the hell up. You would like, she wants to have full on conversations. Your hands are in my mouth. She's asking me about my college plans, my this, my that. Do you know this girl that went to this school, that played this sport, this, that? I'm like, how do you want me to converse with you right now? It was just it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. So now that I live in Jersey for so many years, I found this lovely dentist up in Edgewater. So not even that close to me, like 20 minutes, it takes like 20, 25 minutes to get there. But,
But the lights and the people not being able to drive.
Yeah, it's one road. It just takes a while. And I love him because you go there and there's no other appointments at the time as you. So they take you right in. I don't know if that was a COVID thing they started, or they don't have that many patients. I don't know. There's always like at least 1 or 2 other patients in other rooms. Or they're just
good at scheduling, maybe.
They're very good at scheduling. So they take me right in always. The hygienist does the x-rays, does the cleaning, doesn't speak to me. Love it. We just say hi, blah, blah, and then she gets to work. Okay. And then the doctor comes in after the cleaning, and he looks at the teeth and he makes sure there's nothing wrong, and he's very friendly. And then within 20 minutes, you're gone. Like, it's lovely. Okay.
That's how I feel about my dentist.
That's why, even though, I could find one closer, like I won't, because I like him a lot. So, but my thought today was, because I have random thoughts to get to the point of this story. When you go to the dentist and you get your cleaning, do you keep your eyes open or do you close them?
I close them because in my eye.
And you keep them closed for the whole cleaning?
Yeah, like I would fall asleep if I could.
Okay. That's just weird because there's like so many noises happening. But
I mean, there is. That's why I can't fall asleep. But I'm saying, like, I find it very, like, if they could leave the X-ray blanket thing on me and clean my
that's
teeth.
nice. That's like a
That
weighted
would be
blanket.
a therapeutic experience for
That
me.
actually, the weighted blanket
Would be
X-ray thing
fantastic.
is nice. So no, I was thinking this as I was sitting in the chair, staring up at the ceiling as this woman's cleaning my teeth. I'm saying, I wonder if anybody else thinks about this. Probably not.
No, I
Should
think
your
I thought
eyes
about
be
it the
open or
last
closed?
time if my eyes should be open or closed. And I'm like, you always close them. Just close them.
Yeah, and I do remember the one nice thing about the last dentist I had that I didn't like their office and everything. The ceiling was like clouds, which I thought was really nice. And I was like, maybe I should recommend it to this dentist to get like some kind of like skyscape, like or something.
No.
But so now the whole thing, I alternate between opening and closing my eyes because I just can't decide which is less awkward. I mean, the woman's very kind and she doesn't say a word, so it's not like she's gonna like say anything, obviously. And how many times have I gone to the dentist in my life and never thought about it before? So then I'm thinking, well, what did I used to do? Now that I wasn't thinking about it, now that I'm thinking about it, like, so anyway, after I'm done with the cleaning, everything like that, I text Amanda because she is a dental hygienist. And I go, question for, and this is while I was waiting for like the doctor to come in. So between that cleaning and that, and I'm like, question for you. When would you prefer cleaning people's teeth for their eyes to be open or closed? And she goes, that's a very random question. And I go, yeah, that's because I'm sitting in the seat at the dentist's office.
So please tell me what you prefer.
She said, honestly, I never even really thought about it because when we're cleaning your teeth, we're looking at your mouth, we're not looking at your eyes.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes me feel better. Like if I'm
Yeah.
staring at you, you don't know.
Right. So I go, oh, so it's like a personal preference for me. And she's like, I guess. She goes, especially like when you wear the glasses that have like the little like microscopy things, like we
Like
can't
they're
see
really
your
not
eyes.
looking at you.
You would hope
Yeah.
that my
I
eyes
never
are on your
noticed
teeth.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
So I was like, okay, that made me feel better. I was like, but take a poll in your office just to be safe.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? The
What?
first people that knew that I was pregnant was my dentist.
Right.
That's
they
because
asked
I found out the day before I went to the dentist. And then Alec was like, nah, just wait till Friday to like take another test. I was like, we already have 2. How many more I need to go to the dentist and they're gonna ask me if I'm pregnant? He was like, they ask you if you're pregnant at the dentist? I'm like, they ask you
X-rays.
if you're pregnant everywhere. Like
Yeah.
men do not understand the question and answer that like they get to skip.
Yep.
Just for being men.
Yep.
So again, I hate them. No, I don't. But
that was my ridiculous things around the doctors.
That's hilarious though.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate that.
In news, a lot of things happened this week in the New York, New Jersey.
So many. Should we talk about science first?
The world is out to get us.
The earthquake, I've never. So for those that don't know, which most of you do because you live near us, there was a 4.8 earthquake in New Jersey, which doesn't happen. Like the one earthquake that there ever really was, like during our lifetime, I was standing on a chair, I didn't even feel it. This one, I thought my building was like being bombed at work, and I don't work a building of any sort. Let me tell you, I've never ran to a doorway so fast in my life.
You know what to do. That's good.
Yeah, because of a Cinderella story. Duh, her dad left the doorway and he died. I wasn't taking that.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Exactly. That's also California, so it would make more sense.
Exactly. So anyway, so like everybody stands up there like, is this an earthquake? Like, what should we do? I'm in the doorway. And then like a piece of the ceiling tile definitely crumbled as I was running to the doorway.
Asbestos.
So now, like, I think we should go outside. So we go outside, all of us, and we're like, what do we do now? And then we went back in the building, and like, yes, Alex says that I shouldn't have been taken seriously because I was laughing, but it was a nervous laugh. And they were doing work on our building that day. Like, they were testing the fire alarm. So like the people that run the building were actually there.
That's good.
And the lady is like, oh, it was an earthquake. And we're like, yeah, duh, we know that now. And I'm like, are buildings in New Jersey like safe for earthquakes? Like, should we be in this building right now? And she was like, that didn't answer the question.
She didn't know.
I don't care if you don't know. Answer my question.
She has just as much experience with earthquakes as you do.
And then I have my husband has the audacity to tell me that I shouldn't be taken seriously because I was laughing. I was going to die. Yeah, I was nervous.
That's true. Jess has had many things like this happening before.
I hate natural disasters.
Natural disasters are her worst nightmare.
In any situation, I am thinking about what natural disaster can happen and how I am going to overcome it. Like at the Jersey Shore, I'm like, if there's a tsunami, what am I holding on to on this bitch? Even though I'd be dead because I'm at the water line. But in my brain, I'm scaling buildings. I'm Spider-Man if a tsunami comes. I feel like the hurricanes don't bother me as much. No, but the tornado that was in Hanover, that was how I got my nickname of JDZ, because one of the seniors was like, JDZ, calm down, and that's where that nickname was born, because I was I was literally in a closet in my dorm room, freaking out and texting our whole team what to do in the event that the tornado came to our campus.
She was bugging.
No, tornadoes are my biggest fear.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about the time that in 5th grade we like read Night of the Twister and then we had to watch? But if I watch one scene from Night of the Twister, I will have nightmares for an entire week that I'm dying in a tornado.
It's a lot to show a 5th grader.
Tony and I played hooky, told my mom that I didn't feel good, and then they ran out of time, so they didn't actually watch that part of the movie the day that I played hooky, so I had to sit through it the next day. I literally was like having, and then I had to watch it the next day.
Oh, poor Jess.
I'm crying telling the story.
I'm glistening. Wow, that was great. I didn't ever heard that story.
I'm so afraid of them.
Anyway. Well, you lived.
I did live.
I actually always, when we went to Universal Studios and they had the Twister ride, it terrified me. I didn't like that. I was a scaredy cat when I was a kid too, don't get me wrong. It's just as I became an adult, I don't know, I just got out of it, I guess, a little bit. Certain things, tsunami's still a scare that ever living out.
No, I think that it's just because I had so many nightmares that I'm gonna die in a tornado, or like a tornado's coming for my house, that like I feel like I'm gonna have like this premonition deja vu of like this happening.
Anyway, back to the earthquake. My parents are in Peru. They're on their trip. And
they're missing a lot of astronomical things.
I don't know if they knew that they were gonna miss the eclipse, but they it happened at what, like 11 a.m. or something like that, the earthquake?
Yeah, 10:30.
They're only an hour behind. It's not like the trip's that much of a time difference to them. Literally, I text them finally at like 12, like 1. I'm like, just so you guys know, like we're all good here, but there was a 4.8 earthquake here. And like an hour later,
checking in on us.
Yeah, my mom responds like, "Oh, are you guys okay?" And I'm like, "No, I'm sending you memes from beyond the grave." Like, yes, I'm fine, thank you. Yeah. She's like, "Oh, okay." Like, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so we're all alive and well, all good. The aftershock did the bigger aftershock, like the 4.0 one.
Yeah, so I was cooking at that point.
I was
and I didn't feel it. Did you feel it?
No, obviously not. I was on a moving train. But
True.
But then when we came up, everybody was like, "Oh my God, that was an aftershock." And I was like, being underground probably was not the best.
Yeah, no, that's scary, actually.
I mean, you're deep underground. It probably was fine, but
I was cooking and I like lost my balance, but I didn't really like feel like a rumbling. But all of these were literally like within 10 miles of my house.
Oh yeah.
5 to 10 miles of my house. So
yeah, you were super close.
Yeah. I mean, we were at work. I was very glad that I was in the office and not home with the baby by myself, because I actually would have needed to be sedated probably.
Yeah. You would have. It's a good thing that it worked out the way it did.
It is.
So that was the first science event of the week. I read a story before we get to today's. There also this year is Cicada Geddon.
Mm-hmm.
That we're not going to be affected by it. Luckily, it's going to be like Midwest, basically. And
we're not getting the cicadas, thank God.
No, it's not.
The one year that we had them, it was like terrible.
Hundreds and hundreds of them are going to burrow up out of the ground.
Nope.
Disgusting. So that happened this year. That's happening this year too. And then today we had we didn't have, but the United States had a total solar eclipse.
Which, honestly, watching it, I was really glued to the TV. I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. And like even on the TV, they were like, time has never gone like this is going so fast, because it was like from one place to the other, and like how fast it was traveling, like fastest 2 hours ever. But it was really cool to like see it on TV, obviously, in the places that were totally dark. And then
That's where I should have viewed it.
And then I went outside and the clouds were covered. It was cloudy by me. So I know that you're not supposed to. I blocked my face with my phone and like I didn't see it orange, but you could tell that the sun was a crescent and it looked like the moon. So here we go.
It was pretty cool.
So I took a nice pic and it was what it was.
I also did not get glasses because I procrastinated and
no, I didn't either.
I called my public library in a last ditch effort at like noon today, and they picked up the phone saying, "Hi, Union City Public Library. No, we do not have glasses. How can I help you?" And I was like, "Wow, you got right to the point." She was like, "Yep, good luck." I was like, "Okay."
They're already not on your side. Like you're not on their side already.
She's probably like
you have a complaint.
Call she got.
Well, my sister went to the orthopedic, and then on her way home, she was like, "I just like went into Lowe's to see if they had them," and the lady was like, "We sold out last week." I'm like, Jamie, like they've been. So now my sister's trying to make like the box, like the cereal box. This girl uses. Apparently, there's no aluminum foil in my parents' house, so she used an aluminum pan to replace the aluminum foil. I don't know if it worked. It probably didn't because that was too thick. But like, and she was using a Thin Mint box instead of a cereal box.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know. She was like on a mission, but it was very cool. And I mean, if it happens again in 20 years, I think we're going to take a family trip to wherever that is because that seemed cool.
It does seem very
But
cool.
only if it's like only if it's in like a cool like place. You know what I mean? Like there was some cool like Niagara Falls. Like there's other things to do there. You know, a lot of people were in Vermont. The Indy 500. Did you see they sold like tickets to the stadium
and the
Saratoga Mets? Also they had a day game, so they had like a viewing thing, and then you saw the game. I was like, that's cool.
Cleveland too. They did like I think their game was at night, but they like let the stadium open early so that people could like go in and do it.
Like that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's very cool. But one more story about the eclipse. I had a very nice neighborly experience during this day today. I'm not very neighborly.
Surprised. You are
so
not
I went out in my search for glasses that after I called me tough luck, essentially. I was like, you know what? Maybe like one of these like 800 million bodegas around me have like a pair that I could snag like last minute. Why not? You know what? I'll go on a walk. It was a beautiful day. So why not?
Gorgeous
right?
out.
So I start my walk and I'm walking around like, well, I mean, nobody has to know specifically where, but like right around the corner from me. This guy is like on his very like nice looking man. He probably was like mid 60s, was on his stoop, and he had like those like cardstock like at folder pages, and you could tell he like poked a pinhole in it, and he was like looking at the ground, which is like a nice way if you don't have glasses to see it too.
Yes.
So I just neighborly, like I have my headphones in, but I like look up and I go, "Oh, is that like working?" And he was like, "Yeah, you want to come see?" And of course, you know, I don't think it's weird because it's broad daylight. School was literally being dismissed. Like there was a million people around. Like, and he's just like sweet old man. Like he wasn't like creepy at all.
Right.
So I was like, and I'm just going to his porch. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. Nice man. Okay, we have a full conversation. He shows me his floor. You know, it wasn't full 90% at the time. But this was his little folder on the floor, and this is his porch.
Oh, you could see it. Yeah.
Wow, yeah, see?
Oh, that's so cool.
Right?
And nifty.
Yeah. So I'm talking to him. He's telling me about how he's originally from Ecuador. He has 4 kids. He went through the whole rigmarole. He was stationed, for 20 years he was in the Navy. I said, "Thank you for your service." He goes, "No, it was an honor." Having a whole conversation. And then I'm like, "Oh, and actually my parents, you said you're from Ecuador. My parents are in Peru." He goes, "Oh, the eclipse that happened 30 years ago when I was younger, I was in Peru when it happened. It was really cool." Like going through this whole life. Finally, I'm like, "All right, well, I'm not going to take up much of your time. Thank you so much for like letting me see this. It was really cool. Like whatever." I'll say, he's like, "What was your name again?" I'm like, "Oh, it's Tony Ann. I live around the corner." He goes, "I'm Ray. What's the chances on the day of a solar eclipse that his name was Ray?" You know,
it's a pretty popular name. So it's not like his name was Solar.
Shocked. I literally go, "Ray, solar eclipse, Ray." He goes, "Oh my God, I didn't even think of that." I go, "Yeah."
That's because his name is pretty common.
So I'll never forget Ray, Because it's like now I'll always remember the day of the solar eclipse I met Ray.
I can't even. I have zero
I
words
almost
for
wish I
this.
took a picture with the man. Like, I wish I selfied with him. He was so nice.
Uh-huh.
So now I'm going to start doing my walk that way so I can wave to him whenever if he's ever outside. I found a new neighbor. He's not in my building. He's around the corner, but still very nice. I mean, whatever. So that was my eclipse story. I hope everyone enjoys it. And I hope, Ray, if you're listening, thank you.
Yeah, he's listening to us. Did you tell him?
No.
Good Lord. All right. Let's talk about the one thing that doesn't have to do with baseball first, and then we will end with the miserable Mets segment. I just came up with that. That's what it's going to be called from now on. Thank you. Okay. The Conjoined twins.
Oh, this was a request
Is this about
from Mary. Shout out to Mary. She asked me specifically to talk about this on the podcast.
Is this about the Conjoined twins that one is like married and the other one's not? And I'm not really like understanding. I honestly didn't read anything into it because all of the articles I saw looked like those spammy ones on like Facebook, and I'm like, I'm gonna get a virus on my phone. The only thing I know about these twins is I remember when they were on Oprah, because weren't they like gonna separate them at one point and then they couldn't?
Right, they couldn't.
Right. So I remember their Oprah episode from when I was maybe 10 years
old. They
had
like a TLC show too.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't watch that.
Probably after the Oprah special.
Well, yeah, the Oprah was like when we were young, because they're like our age, right? They're like around our age. Yeah, so.
So they share, they have their own organs from the waist up, and from the waist down they share. So it is insane if you go down the rabbit hole and think about it. Like,
yeah, it's weird. That's why I didn't read any of the things. Like,
that guy.
I'm not understanding how it's working. Like, he's perpetually in a threesome, apparently.
I mean,
essentially,
he's gotta be a freak, like an absolute freak. I'm sorry, like.
Yeah, something definitely. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but like.
No, I know. Same. I think this is a judgment-free zone. Like, you got, like, everybody should have what they want in life, but I'm just like, I'm thinking of the logistics of it all, and it like is blowing my mind. Like,
the logistics are wild.
What?
I said the logistics are wild.
Yeah, because like probably I'm assuming it's got to be like it's consensual, like three-way relationship, but in the state of whatever they got married in, there's no such thing as polygamy, so he had to only marry one of them, like legally.
Right, but like I just don't understand. Like the whole thing is strange to me. Like, how are you in a relationship with one and not the other one? The other one is always there. Like, talk about third wheeling. Like you share. Right, exactly.
So every time you have sex, you're having sex with both of them.
Right, but also like
she gets off.
It doesn't make sense. I have so many questions.
Right. This is the thing.
That I don't
so many
really.
Questions.
I really don't want the answers to the questions, but I have so many questions.
That's why we call it a rabbit hole, because it's a lot of questions. Then what happens if they have kids? If they can have kids, because you don't know yet like how their body will work. But if they can have kids, who's the mom?
Yeah, but how do they carry the baby? All like where? Yeah. Well, they only. Yeah.
Well, from the waist down, it's one person.
Right. It's together. I am so confused.
It's a lot.
No, it is a lot. And this is why I didn't read the. But again, like, I kind of thought that this was like made up. Like, I didn't really think that they were actually married. So I didn't go down the rabbit hole because I was like, there's no way that this is true.
No, it's a medical anomaly. And honestly, it's very, again, we're on a science topic today. It's very cool. But also, like, what a hard life. And, like, God bless them for finding someone that wanted to do that.
Is it cool to think about? Because I'm just confused by it, honestly.
No, it's not cool to think. I guess not.
Yeah. Not a good choice of words.
Listen, the point is, if they're happy, they're happy. Respect, live your life. And no, we don't.
Listen, I'm happy that they're happy. Yeah. Exactly.
We don't want to know every detail of your personal life. But you can't be mad at people for being curious. Because why did all the news come out then if you didn't want to talk about it? Like, that's my thing too.
Right.
Like, you announce on your TikTok you're married. Naturally, people are going to have questions. If you want to keep your private,
announced it?
Yeah, if you want to keep your private life private, then why did you make a huge announcement about it?
Right. Meanwhile, this guy is definitely out here being like,
Well,
I
he
scored 2
has
girls for the price of 1.
Yeah, he has kids with a previous person, and they actually just slapped him with a paternity suit because I guess now he has a little 15 seconds of fame from this story. So now I guess the woman wants something. I don't know. Not that I don't think he's making money off anything, but I mean, listen, like I said,
Right.
good for them. I personally don't know. I can't even be in the same room with the same one person for, let's say, 24 hours. I'm very much a loner when it comes to needing my personal space after a while. So to be personally attached to someone my whole entire life, I don't know how she does it.
Yeah, I don't know either because like having a child
And
that's
she's right here.
constantly like on you.
Yeah.
Like
She's
before,
literally
I
in
don't
your
even know
ear.
what I was doing, but like yeah, like when someone is like physically like attack like on your leg, you're like personal space.
Right.
Love you.
So
but
they have
personal
to, I'm
space.
sure they,
I mean,
from growing,
but if that's all you know, I guess it's different.
so they're teachers, but they only get one salary. I
That's
don't mean
kind
to
of
laugh.
bullshit.
I'm sorry.
Yo, that's bullshit.
Why? They only teach one class. They act as one teacher.
I guess.
Why should they
Well,
be
I
getting
mean,
paid?
also you're doing everything together. Do they have to pay the
Right.
admission for like 2 people if they go to like a sporting event? They're only taking up 1 seat.
I wouldn't. This is the questions I have. This is what I mean. Probably
Or
not.
on a plane. Well, on a
Right.
plane they might want extra room because like then somebody's head might be in the person next to them.
I don't know.
You know?
Could she just lean into her? Like, do they share shoulders? There's so many questions. So many questions. And that's why, like, I think she should do another, they should do another Oprah thing. Just like, if you really, like, everybody's asking this out of curiosity.
It would be like
not,
a where are they now? We were on
like,
Oprah when we were 7 and now
right.
we're here.
And where are we now? And it's like, it would be, I would pay money, like, you know how like Reddit has like AMAs, like Ask Me Anything? Like, that's like a thing on Reddit. Like, I would pay money for that AMA. Like, if we can truly ask you anything within reason, like if it's something too weird, like you don't have to answer it. But like something logistically like that, like, do you have to buy a plane ticket for 2
Like,
people?
can they drive a car?
Yeah, why not? They only have 2 legs.
Right. Also, you always have somebody kind of looking in the blind spot.
Yeah. But you always have a backseat driver, though. That's the negative.
Right. Wow, I don't know.
But logistically, that's amazing to think. When you drive, do you have to share your brains to drive? Do you have to coordinate? Like, because like one of your arms is one of you, and one of the arms is the other one.
Right. Oh yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of
thought process.
Right.
So I really would love for them to do a tell-all and like just answer questions like that. That just
Or
are
just
out
like
of
write a book.
curiosity, not out of
Anne's on a reading
malice.
kick, she'll
Yeah,
read
have
it.
a memoir. Not out of malice. And if you don't want to get too much into your romantic relationship, even though we are very curious, okay, you could set a boundary there. I just want to know the logistics of daily life.
Right.
So
that's a whole thing within itself.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but secretly, I do want to know what goes on in the bedroom because we're all naturally curious. Like, do they put a sheet between them? Like, she's feeling everything.
Yeah, but you're still feeling everything.
Everything. What if she's not in the mood that night? Is it consensual then? Like, what?
That's a fine line.
What if they're in a fight, but the other one wants to do it? It's just so many questions. So many questions.
That could be revenge.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And anyway, that's all we had to say about that because I can go on forever about this. Every time I ask one question, 20 more pop up.
Yikes. Yeah, I was not expecting that many questions to come up, but as we were talking, they just really were. They were.
I can't stop thinking about it.
I mean, I could stop thinking about it, but while thinking about it, a lot of things.
Yeah.
Obviously, because like even cooking, like how do you cook? Because like one person could be doing one thing. Like how do you cut food?
Yeah, I might have to double check if they have 2 or 4 arms.
No, I think they have 2.
Yeah, I think they have 2. Yeah.
But either way, like, how do you cut your food? Like, how do you eat? I don't know. We need to know how they do regular life.
Right. I want the day-to-day basics.
Right. Yeah, that's
whatever.
Crazy to think, honestly.
Best of luck to them. Hope they're very happy. Someone out there for everyone.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the miserable Mets on any note. If we must. Okay, well, first to kick this off, the uniforms. We did not figure this out. They're still very much see-through. The men are just like wearing shorts underneath, but you could see every single pocket, every single stitch, everything still.
Yeah.
So what are we doing there? And also, why is everybody's name minuscule?
I can't read a goddamn back to save my life.
But it's every team. It's not even like just the Mets that are small. Like
No,
every
it's the
single
whole MLB.
team. Like the number's huge and the letters for the name are minuscule.
Okay. Like people I know, like I look at Pete Alonso and I'm like, who is that? Because I can't freaking see it.
Right? It's just weird.
Yeah.
So
and yeah,
fanatics,
like people
thanks,
sweat,
but
or
no thanks.
If it snows, if it rains or people sweat, it's just you're not wearing anything.
Right. The pants, like the picture, you literally can see their pockets, the outline of their pockets the whole time. And I think all of them were cautionary things underneath because I didn't see anything.
No, but I saw a picture of somebody on the Yankees when they
questionable,
were wearing their gray jerseys, and the guy's sweat was like 90% of his back, and you just see it all.
Yeah,
I'm like,
these
the poor
are not
guy.
good uniforms.
No.
So, boo to Nike and
Fanatics.
Nike and Fanatics for Nike. Great designs, maybe make the last names better, bigger. But Fanatics, what is your quality? Terrible.
They went for breathable, and they went a little too far, I think is what it came down to.
Yeah, there's a difference between breathable and see-through.
It's like wearing stockings all over your body.
What is your chewing tobacco about?
Oh, that was just on Friday when I was out. We were just having a conversation about how, thinking back to college, how boys just did that literally everywhere. They just spit and dipped everywhere. And it was just so gross. And like, why was that cool? Like,
I don't know.
Carrying a Gatorade bottle around with your spit
I feel like
all day.
I have that, but I'm not going to make them on the record.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, we were just thinking about it because we were like looking at like it was like baseball and I was just like, and one of the umpires was on the TV screen was going in on his
yeah,
wad
that's
and
what I
his
figured
cheek.
why you were like saying
And
that,
I was just like, that's gotta be disgusting.
I think there's a difference between dip and chewing tobacco too.
Oh.
This is what my brother tells me, that there's a difference between the two. So one, you like chew, whereas dip, you just like pack it in your lip and you spit, which is what all the people in college used to do.
Okay.
But yeah, that was very much like I feel like it's just like a growing pain type of thing. You know what I mean? Like you're out of the house. Oh, I'm gonna get my dip, like whatever, and like that's like a thing that they do. I mean, I just don't
like how it became socially acceptable to just spit in front of people into a bottle.
Well, the bottle is like gross.
Like they used to carry them around to class and shit and just do it in class.
Exactly.
Like that's gross.
Which is why I feel like it's just like an age thing.
Yeah.
And not like you don't see, I mean, I people doing that now, but I'm also not associating myself with the people that I hung out with that did that. But
now that the fact I was amazed I still saw it on TV because I would think that I thought it would like fade out with age.
I thought that they weren't allowed to with baseball. Like, I mean, I guess if you're playing baseball, like, sorry, I feel like I have an eyelash on my eye. I feel like if you're playing baseball, like maybe that's like you're just around it. Like again, these were people that were on our team that like were doing it. So maybe it's just a baseball thing and we're not hanging out with a baseball team anymore.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know. It is, it's the spit, the water bottle of spit is the gross part.
Yeah.
If you want to put something in your mouth, go like be my guest. That's your decision.
It's so bad for you.
It's so bad for you, but you know what you're doing there, and that's on you. So that's how I feel about that. But like the carrying around a black water bottle or Gatorade bottle of your spit is disgusting.
Yeah, it's not even like you bring a bottle around that you can't see through your bottle around, so everybody could see it. It's just disgusting.
Right. Which I feel like it's just like a masculinity thing.
Yeah,
like,
it's a status thing.
It's like literally like a pissing contest.
Like I'd rather you pee into the bottle than watch you spit into it constantly.
Right.
So
all right.
That was my only thought about that.
And on another note, we're already ready to like jump off the building with this team. It's been 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks. It feels like it's been 4 months. We have won 2 games. Yeah.
No, we're 3 and 6.
Oh, I'm sorry. We won 3 games. Should be 4. Oh, why? Because we blew a 3-game lead the other day and lost by 4. So like just kill us. But with that being said, in no way, shape, or form, and this is something about like every single celebrity, every single athlete, the disgusting things that people say on the internet need to stop. Like, there is no reason like to be sending Francisco Lindor's wife death threats saying, I hope your husband dies and you and your children watch it. That's disgusting. Yeah. You're disgusting. And there's a special place in hell for you to say that to someone. Like, what is wrong with people? And this drives me insane with like celebrities in general. Like, if you don't like somebody, there is no reason for you to make threatening remarks or wish them dead. Like,
especially
you know
when
what
you bring their child into it.
You know what the funny thing about it is? Like, these are probably people that like consider themselves good people.
Right.
You're not a good person if you're saying that to somebody.
And it's very much the minority. Like, don't like whatever, but like it's still.
But it still happens, and it's
that's all
gross.
it takes.
Because that's the comment that people are thinking about. And then like that lives in your brain. Like now you go to a game to see your husband and you have to worry about if your kid's gonna get harassed. Like
and like and you know that it's probably only one person, but you don't know if that one person is there that day. Like so you have to then be weary of everyone. So it just
I got
everything.
So uneasy literally like reading the tweet.
Oh my God. I'm so happy that she like called the guy out and was like,
I know
this is ridiculous, because most people would just delete the comment or try to ignore it. Like she should be talking about it, because like it's like she needs other people to, not that she needs people to protect her, but like people should be on her side about it. It should be pretty clear cut.
Also, do you think that's going to make the player like, you don't think his wife is like, this is the message I got today? Like, do you think that's going to make him play better?
Yeah, like, do you think that Francisco Lindor said, oh my God, I don't want my wife and kid to die. Make sure I hit 10 home runs today. Like, let me bring up my batting average 100 points just because I don't want you to come around. Like, that's not how it works.
I don't get it. But either way, and the other thing about the season is I don't like the schedule. Like, who made this schedule? Why are we playing the Braves now and it's our fourth set of games? Like, what?
Honestly, best to get it out of the way.
No, but usually you play them like within the first, like it's usually like Phillies, National, Braves, 1, 2, 3. Who made the schedule?
No, I know, you're totally right. I honestly, after the first weekend, I already it's only been 9 games, but I'm already half checked out because mental health wise, there's been a lot of things have happened this week. I'll refocus on the Mets next week. The last thing I need to worry about is the world ending, the Mets doing a good job or not. Can we also just say, the Mets have not won a game at home since the Mets dance crew has been initiated.
Oh, that was another thing with the Mets dance crew. Okay, now that I know like when and how they're performing, Mr. and Mrs. Met already did that like on the dugout on their own. So I feel like it is in my brain though before. What I pictured was them like being on the actual field, like in the outfield, while the outfielders are like warming up and they're just like out here like popping and locking and jamming. Like, what are we doing? So I'm glad execution of it. Good. But also the uniforms, I could get on board with the crop top, but why is this New York like this written across of your crop, like across your crotch? Who decided that? Also, because you're on the dugout and like basically your crotch is like in their faces, so now they're like
New York, New York, New York. You're like, I got it. Thank you. I'm trying to watch some baseball. I'm trying to watch some baseball, please. Oh my goodness, I brought my children. What I want to see is, are they only hip hop? Are they only like step dancing? Or are we going to get some contemporary? Like, are we going to get some like Piano Man dancing? Are we going to get like,
I think they should do like Dancing with the Stars with the contemporary dancing. And it should be somebody dying a painful death, because that is what is actually happening on the field.
Or like, I guess we won't know unless they ever win a game in their presence. When Back in the New York Groove comes out, are they going to be like, in the New York?
Right.
Are they like, New York Groove?
I don't know. So many questions. Why do we have so many questions today?
This is definitely something about the title of this episode has to be like inquisitive or like
So many questions.
20 questions, million questions. Because yeah, I'm a very curious person today.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that it's been miserable and it's been a week. I've apologized to my child 4 times already for making her a meth hand, and it's only one.
The poor girl.
You know,
she doesn't have a choice.
She doesn't.
We'll have to for our game this summer though. We're gonna have to make some good being friends content on scene.
We will.
We're gonna have to talk to your cousin, your little cousin, to make sure we need it.
We have a few. We have a few cousins that can content create. We'll put those kids to work. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
And then
little mic.
Yeah, we should get one of those little mics. Oh my god, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
My mother might finally get a cameo because she's been insistent on. Shout out to mom. If you're listening to this in Peru, she's been insistent on when are you gonna have me on the podcast, and I go. There's not really like topics that like a mother, she's like, well, you mention me all the time as I am right now. And I go, that's different. Like, Jess mentions Teresa.
Yeah. Teresa will never show her face
Love
on
you,
this
Mom.
podcast ever.
See, Deb?
No, wow, not because of me, because of her own doing.
Notifications. Stern notifications.
Speaking of which, Deb texted me about 911. That is a terrible show. I can't believe she watches that.
Yeah, she does.
Can't believe she watches that. Bad. If anybody watches 911, good luck to you. I watched 10 minutes of it and I was like, this is the worst acting I've ever seen in my life. I don't understand.
It's so bad. They watch so many bad shows. Worst acting I've ever seen in my life. I almost feel like this is like satire. Like that's how bad the acting. It's like, oh, I don't know. The storylines are pretty good. It's like the early days of Grey's. I'm like, but the acting is horrific. So she watches a million shows like that. They all watch the Chicagos, the 911s.
No, the Chicago PD and like those are good, but they're like Grey's Anatomy and like Blue Bloods and all of those shows.
Grey's Anatomy got renewed for season 21.
Yeah, we can't even talk about that. I haven't watched. I have 2 to watch, but
me too.
The oh my god, the premiere I thought wasn't as terrible as I anticipated it to be.
It's the same. It's the same.
But it's the same storylines. Like the episode I didn't watch, a man's gonna be stuck in a ride. Like we've done that already.
Yep.
We did that.
Yep.
Literally 19 years ago we did that. I think that was in like season 3. Like,
so can we please end it? Go out with bang. 21. Bye. Like they made such a big deal about.
I feel like they just should have. They should have ended it in season 20 when all the old people came back. Meredith had COVID. You word of like Zola's life and been done, and it would have been a good ending.
I just need Meredith dead by the end of the show. It needs to happen. I can't.
You're really terrible. Anyway,
that's it.
We have exhausted ourselves here. So we will be back next week with a new episode. Maybe some more content that flows better. But
next week is the birthday episode.
Wait, your birthday's next week already? Hold on. Oh shit!
Next Thursday.
Wow.
Also,
last Friday without new Taylor.
To all the haters you can disregard. When our next episode drops, the 19th, we will have a brand new Taylor Swift album, which means we won't really be able to discuss it till the week after. But
I think, we think we're gonna discuss it, like save it for when I'm on vacation. So not into it, you don't have to listen to it, but you're being warned. It's a gift to us.
Yeah, like we deserve to enjoy our own content.
We have really done a great job at trying to limit the amount that we talk about her, but in this case, we're sorry. We're not sorry. Haters gonna hate. And on that note, bye.
Bye.
Hi, friends. Wow, you listened to the whole thing. Thanks for listening. Please be sure to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platform and share it with your friends. Ratings, reviews, and comments help as well. See you next week. Thanks for being our friend.